Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mission Report, your weekly dose of Nintendo news, reaction, and fan-powered takes. The day I'm recording, it is June 12th, 2025, and unless you've been living under a swamp or rock, you already know that a Nintendo Switch 2 is officially here. It was all over YouTube and possibly all over Twitter or X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, other social media platforms, TikTok, Discord, probably, I don't know. But anyway, it launched this week on June 5th, and the internet is absolutely buzzing. And before we go ahead and talk about more about this, the Nintendo Switch 2, I need to go ahead and tell you guys this disclaimer, right? So, right now, I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2 yet. I want one for my birthday. I don't know if I'm getting one, though. Hope I do. But that gives me a pretty unique view. I've been watching the reviews, the unboxings, and the gameplay footage from the sidelines, just like some of you. And today's episode is going to be part reaction, part analysis, and part should I be saving up? Or should I keep begging my parents for one for my birthday or Christmas? I want that free period for the game chat, and if my squad knows one before me, well then I guess we're switching consoles. Anyway, let's go ahead and start with the basics. The Nintendo Switch 2 is faster, bigger, and more modern looking, but it still holds onto the hybrid identity. The screen is now 8 inches, which is big, and reviewers say it's bright, vivid, and really nice to hold in handheld mode. No more cramped hands like the OG Switch. I was playing Minecraft yesterday. My finger went numb like 5 times. The big story is power. Some say it runs close to PS4 level graphics. And with the DLSS upscaling, dock mode can push up to 4K visuals in games like Mario Odyssey 2 and Metroid Prime 4. Oh yeah, Metroid Prime 4. It is real. It finally happened. A lot of people are raving about the faster load times, like actually fast. Booting up a game doesn't feel like watching paint dry anymore. I can relate to that. Also, the Joy-Cons are redesigned, wider and more durable, and earlier reports say no drift. Yet, let's hope it doesn't get drift, because that takes the joy out of Joy-Cons, so that it's just cons. This whole thing is a con! The new UI is slicker too. Think PS5 lights with that clean Nintendo charm. It looks really nice. I've seen it pictures on Google. I watched the official trailer for it on YouTube. I saw it on my Switch because I watched it because I have a Nintendo Switch 1, not the Switch 2. I remember when the things like rumors started to come out. It was pretty cool. Ugh. But not everything is all Goombas and Fire Flowers. Some fans are really disappointed that not all physical Nintendo Switch 1 games are supported. Nintendo said it's selective compatibility, which is a fancy way of saying you might have to rebuy some games digitally, which sucks because instead of the good old, $60, yeah, it's $80 now. Unless you're buying the Nintendo Switch Welcome Tool, the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, then it's yeah, it's not gonna end up pretty. It's gonna be $80 or $10 for the Welcome Tour, which hey, it's a Welcome Tour. But why would we need to pay for it? Most people are just gonna buy Mario Kart World and be like, I'm not doing this tutorial thing. Plus the online service, it's kinda still messy. No party chat in-app yet. And yet friend codes still exist. So if you have a friend and you had to get a new Nintendo account or profile, then bam, go for it. I don't have two Nintendo Switches, but I do know that yeah. So yeah, okay, so like I said, the other thing is there's the Nintendo Switch app. Anyway, let's talk about launch games. Okay, so my mic stopped working on my computer, which is trash. But anyway, like I was saying, oh, found it. I found my paperclip thing. Okay, let's talk about launch games. And wow, it's a pretty nice lineup. I have my paperclip thing back. Let's go. Super Mario Odyssey 2. It looks incredible. People are saying it might be better than the first. And then we also have Mario Kart World, which everyone knows about this. Um, Metroid Prime 4. I can't say first. Metroid Prime out 4. It's dark, climatic, and finally in our hands. Donkey Kong Country. Jungle Jam. Yep, Donkey Kong's back with rhythm elements. Plus ports like Persona 6, Call of Duty Blackout X, or COD Blackout X, and more! As someone who hasn't bought the console yet, watching this lineup grow hurts, but it gets me hyped and excited. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about why I don't have a Switch 2. And wow, the script I planned out is not 15 minutes like I was hoping. But okay. Okay, so why don't I own a Nintendo Switch 2? Honestly, budget. Let's be real. $449, basically $450, isn't nothing. Also, I've been waiting to see if Nintendo works out early bugs. Classic version 1.0 launch fears. And I still have a bunch of great stuff to finish on my Nintendo Switch 1. Once once I get I have those. Never mind. The script. I told my friend to help me out with this script. He forgot I own a Nintendo Switch. I might go, hey, maybe I'm not putting my Switch to rest. I'm not putting my Switch to rest at all. I'm gonna become like the 1980s gamer, but it's gonna be like 2025, the 2020s gamer instead, basically. Because wait, hold on, in 2050, will Nintendo Switch still be a good console? No, at this point we'd have the Switch 4. Anyway, should you get a Nintendo Switch 2? If you're on the fence, here's what I'd say. If you love Nintendo first-party games and you want the best performance, yes. If you already own a Switch 1 and mainly play indies or don't care about 4K, so if you play things like Undertale and Deltarune, stuff like that, maybe. And if you're on a tight budget, hoping for a price drop or a special bundle this holiday, it's best you would wait. And the reason why, everyone knows this, it's because who's paying? Hold on, let me do some Google real quick. Hold on. Nintendo Switch 2 price. $450. So 44450 plus 80. Okay, so that's 530. So 530 after tax in America. This is. $530 is what you'd be spending. How do you get tax? Well, if you're just buying the games without tax, it's gonna be 400. It's gonna be $530. So that's why. Because well, just it's just gonna be so much money, so much money, and then you're gonna have to like do so much setup, and then you have to like buy so much. Then you have to buy a game to play, which is gonna be $80. Plus, there's no enjoyment of jailbreaking it, which is sad. Um, Nintendo said made it here. Actually, let me get my Switch just so I can read it entirely, because I know where to find the end user agreement on my settings. I know where to find the end user agreements on my Switch. There we go. Okay, so it says in section 1, license grant / restrictions. Okay. You may not publish, copy, modify, reverse engineer, lease, rent, decompile, disassemble, distribute, offer for sale, or create direct, I don't know how to say that, works from any portion of the software, or bypass, modify, defeat, tamper with, or circumvent any of the functions or protections of the console, unless otherwise permitted by law. Google the end user agreements on Google, and yeah, that's what it's going to say. It's crazy. But hey, at least if you put your same Nintendo account on it, hopefully you can still, you know, get those games. Because Undertale, I got it when it was like $20 and it was on sale. Right now it's like $40. Yeah, if I get Undertale and I don't have the same Nintendo account, I'm crying. That's my honest thing. But anyway, thanks for listening to the Mushroom Report. And then see you probably either, hold on, tomorrow's Friday, so maybe Saturday? Maybe Saturday. Either Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. I'm gonna try doing it Sunday, but I know Peace Church. Yeah, Sunday. Boom. Sunday, so next week, where I will break down the best Switch 2 launch games. It's like 9 o'clock. Wait, no, it's not 9:40. Oh, it is 9:40. My Chromebook's on the right time, actually. Yay! Anyway, uh, yeah. So yeah, Nintendo Switch 2 is gonna cost a lot of money. Obviously, we all know this. If you have a Switch 1, uh, don't sell it because you can't sell your Nintendo Switch anymore, which is dumb. But I'm pretty sure you can just factory reset it, and then Nintendo's gonna be like, I did. Who knows? Who knows? I have paper in my hand. Okay. So how could you do it? Well, I used to earn $40 every week and a half for my neighbor's yard. Go to your neighbor's yard, ask him for like $40, puts like 20 in savings. So at that point, where's my phone? Because I can do a calculator. Because I suck at math, believe it or not. Calculator. So if you get $20, so it's, let's say you want to buy Mario Kart World, you're gonna need to save up for at least 26.5 days. But however, if you want to just buy the Nintendo Switch 2, you're gonna have to work for 22 days. But yeah, and then there's other ways too, like getting paid at a job where you earn $100. Just that'd be like, yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'm gonna figure out how to get chapters on this thing. So, yeah. And then if you want to, I guess, collab or something, I want to try doing my first collab, maybe. I don't know. So yeah. Thanks for listening. Sorry I was ranting and going on a whole lot about just random stuff. What else? I might just stick to the Nintendo Switch, because that's the only console personally that I have. That, and I've had it ever since 2017. So, and yeah, make sure to follow us, turn on notifications, make sure to rate us. I'm pretty sure you know how, but if you don't, you're going to go to your wonderful podcast thing at the very top, press the three dots, and you're going to see where it says rate show. Press that, and then rate it 5 stars, or 4 stars, or rate it, I guess, or rate it. And of course, if you have any questions that you don't want to Google, of course, let me know. Oh, wow, this is almost 15 minutes, actually. Oh, okay. Okay, well, hey, it's 14 minutes and 10 seconds right now, so yeah! I'm gonna stop ranting. I'm sorry I wasted your time. Shout out to the Mario Matter / Swizzle for inspiring me to make this. Okay, bye. Also, I kind of do want to try doing outro music more, so I might just stick with Undertales and Deltarune soundtracks, but, yeah, let's just go back to the, Undertale. Okay, bye.